Hi everybody! So excited because this is my first video that I'm doing post-cancer journey, and even though it's a little over, it's still going to continue. And I'm so excited to introduce everyone to Dr. Tanvi Gandhi, who has been a major part of my team and a major healer / doctor, acupuncturist during this last, how long? Like, you think 9 months?
9 months, yeah.
We've been together 9 months. So we've been together a while, almost since the beginning of my diagnosis. Paisley has joined us today because, she's 5 months, so leaving her at home is a little funny, but I think she's going to be good. She's definitely an asset to the video. So really what I wanted to talk about today is kind of letting everyone know, the people that have been along my journey with me, about some of the modalities that I've been using and kind of the science behind it, where the experience comes from, and particularly what we're working on when it comes to my type of cancer in my body. And I know when I walk away from our sessions together, I just feel so much more grounded and I have so much more clarity after leaving our time. The 1 hour that I get with you a week just is very essential. I know that my body craves it and wants it, and acupuncture is such a great modality for stress, disease, pain, you name it, basically everything. I know a lot of people use it to get pregnant. Acupuncture is such a great facet. So I was wondering if you could just share with everyone exactly what it is about acupuncture, like how you got into acupuncture, and then we'll talk about the science and kind of what we do in our sessions and what you work on. So Kick it off.
All right. So I got into acupuncture when I was in my naturopathic medical school, and I was in my first year, and I got really sick. So I had moved from California to Connecticut, and I was just adjusting to the weather, and I had like spring allergies, and I was stressed from school, studying and moving and being away from the family. So I was afraid of needles personally. But I picked up a book. It's called Buddha Invading Room, by a medical doctor, and he writes about acupuncture and healing. And I read that book, and then in a week I made an appointment at Students Clinic for acupuncture, and I have never experienced something like that before, and the healing was so palpable, and my allergies were gone in three sessions.
Wow!
But it also taught me to take that time. It was an hour of relaxation, meditation. So it really was a good way for my self-care during medical school. So after a year or so, I decided that I have to continue with studying acupuncture and Oriental medicine. So I continued on in my journey. After I finished naturopathic school, I spent 3 more years, and I got master's in acupuncture. And since then, acupuncture is like foundation of the work that I do. And the philosophy. There's different ways. There's traditional Chinese medicine, there's Japanese medicine, there's 5-element practice, and that's really kind of what I was drawn to, working on balancing 5 elements within the person, and that's really where I start when I start working with my patients. So, and I incorporate my background that I have in yoga and meditation, so I incorporate meditation and guided imagery with acupuncture, and I feel like that really helps acupuncture to go even deeper. I also, through my journey, and I'm a seeker, so I'm always like continuing my own progress, like how I can expand my healing modalities, and I studied with Mayan shamans, and that was a big part of really that enhanced my own healing, but also that I can facilitate others, and so I incorporate that as well in my healing session. So it really becomes very fluid when I'm working on someone. It's like a combination of all the modalities, but acupuncture is a foundation and the grounding force, and that's really where I start. So
That's amazing. So I found Dr. Tanvi because right now we're sitting here at Enjoy Yoga Community in Stanford, and Robin Whittingham, who's the founder of Enjoy Community Yoga, is also a big contributor to the Cancer Whittingham Center, which my oncologist is a doctor at. So Dr. Z, who everyone has heard so much about, he monitors me. I don't listen to him, but he is a doctor at the Whittingham Cancer Institute, and I found Dr. Why am I Dr. Whittingham? I'm like Dr. Whittingham. I found Robin Whittingham basically during the exact same time of my diagnosis, and she was like, come to my yoga studio and you have to meet my acupuncturist, Dr. Tommy Gandhi, and she'll be very helpful to you. And it took me a minute. It took me some time to reach out. You had reached out to me first and you said, I'm willing to help. And then it took me a minute to get my bearings and figure out what were the right steps for me. My integrative oncologist, Dr. Witten, had recommended acupuncture as being a major component to my healing. And that's when I knew it was time for me to call you. And you could see me right away. So I was so grateful for that. And I just want to know from a scientific standpoint, like what are the benefits of acupuncture? What does acupuncture focus on? Because I know a lot of people know that you have to be still and you use needles and there's pressure points that you focus on, but what is the purpose of all of it? So could you just explain to people who might not know what acupuncture is or the benefits?
Absolutely.
Right.
So acupuncture basically helps movement of qi. So qi can be translated as energy or vital force or prana. I mean, there's different ways to define it. And that's really what we're doing. So we can move the qi by breath work, we can move the qi by movement, and we can move the qi by doing acupuncture or other body work. Specifically, what happens when you receive needles on your body, and there's a whole science, there's a meridian theory, which is channels running up and down the body and different channels emerging from it, so that it's much more complex, like if you look at the map of human body. But depending on the first part is to understand what's going on with the person. So I check your pulse, I'm checking the abdominal organs. So based on that, I make an assessment and I decide which organs and channels I'm focusing on, and based on that I choose the point. So when actually the needle goes in, it stimulates the brain to release certain chemicals. So if you have pain or inflammation, there's different modulators and enkephalins and endorphins that are released, and that helps to kind of calm the pain and inflammation. So that's really the more neurological or the neuroscience focus.
And most of us do, so I just want to add that most of us do have inflammation from our diet, what we ingest, like what we're susceptible to in the environment, and also disease. So any kind of disease like Lyme, cancer, diabetes, the body typically has some form of inflammation around the organs or around the area that's affected. So that is where you focus your energy on, and you can feel that in my body or anybody's body when they're on your table, correct?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And also the mental, emotional aspect, as you're working on those points, it is also helping to calm the nervous system. It stimulates and balances the vagus nerve, which is the biggest nerve in the body. And that is what's regulating the body to shift from sympathetic state, which is fight and flight, to parasympathetic, rest and digest. And once that vagus nerve is stimulated, really what the movement of qi is doing is activating the body's ability to heal itself. And so the body's intelligence is so much beyond our comprehension that it does exactly what it needs to do. So I, as in my practice of growing and learning about healing, what I realize is I step back, I'm more of a facilitator, and I just support and hold space for the body to heal itself. And it's the mind, body, spirit healing, so it happens at all those levels.
And I feel that when I'm with you, because when I'm on the table, it's taken me time to get to where I am now, but now when I get on the table, it doesn't take me long at all to go into that state. Dr. Joe Dispenza, who I follow, which I also talk about where I do my meditations, he calls it beta delta. So that is like the quantum physics of you're literally in your brain, but you're in a space where your body basically doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly.
Which is beautiful because I feel that in my time with you for that hour, I'm able to instantly drift to like this place and my body feels no stress, no pain, no mass, no cancer, no nothing. And I think that's been such a major part of my healing because obviously the results have been very successful, which is awesome.
Yes.
Yes. So for me specifically, when you work on me, you choose points that are my feet, my hands. Sometimes we work in the lymphatic system around my armpit. Sometimes you put needles in my stomach. Sometimes they're in my face or in my ears. So can we talk about like those points and why and like what organs they're supporting?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll do a more of a basic. So as I was mentioning about the philosophy of 5-element balancing, which stems more from the Japanese style of acupuncture. So what we're doing is based on, obviously, each time your pulse is a little bit different, so the choice of points is a little bit different, but I'm choosing, so the points on the feet are really to support grounding and elimination. So major of those organs are kidney and liver.
Like pooping, elimination.
And intestines. Exactly.
Because everyone's happy when they poop. That's true.
So that's an important part. So if your body is able to let go and release, then you can really ground. And so I always start with the grounding points. And the points on the abdomen are internal points, so they really regulate internal organs. And there's a channel that runs from in the center line of the body that also helps reset. Again, like I was saying, the vagus nerve, and helps balance stress. So those are the abdominal points. And the points on the hands are, there's a very specific group of points that I do usually, and it changes from time to time. It's called the Shen Men, or the Buddhist triangle. So that helps support heart, lung, and pericardium. So that's a middle part of the body, but it also helps the opening towards the mind.
Isn't that interesting that we have points all over our body that supports other parts of our body? I do think that that's amazing. So that just means and shows how connected our body truly is as a whole, not just like in one portion, but as a complete whole. And that's the point that I've been trying to get across during my journey, is that just because there's something in one area, that doesn't mean anything. Like the whole body is feeling it. So you have to work on and align and clean the terrain of the whole body so that the rest of your body can support that area.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it works, the body, like I said, the central intelligence of the body works when everything is working in harmony with each other. So when we balance the elements, or when we balance the organs, we balance the chakras, we balance the prana. I mean, we're just balancing the vital force, which is connecting everything else. So when somebody comes in with a diagnosis, it's not the diagnosis that we're really treating. We're treating the whole mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah.
And so really treating you and not your diagnosis, and then you are able to heal yourself.
Which has been so beautiful. You have been such an instrumental part, like I've said, so I'm just so grateful that we'll continue to do work together and hopefully inspire others to seek out these modalities. Maybe you'll call Dr. Tanvi. How can people find you? You're kind of all over the place. You're very popular.
The best way to find me is I have my website, and that's the best way to contact me, or my email address, and I'm happy to provide that.
What is it?
It's drtanvigandhi@gmail.com. That's the email, and drtanvigandhi.com. So I'm on the website, and I have all the information of different places that I'm in. Two major locations is Fairfield and Stamford. and I do other work in other places.
And you spent some time at the Tully Center where I actually had my
Yes.
surgery for Stanford Health. Dr. Tanvi has a meditation woman circle that she does there, and you do some work with them, which is amazing, and that facility is wonderful.
Yes, it's been a really big, I've connected very well with that facility and the group of doctors. I'm part of the chronic pelvic pain team, and so really supporting women's health and wellness. And we do monthly meditations, so if anyone is interested, that'd be great. And it's a beautiful space on the 3rd floor.
Yes. So thank you. I hope everyone took away something, and I just want to put a little disclaimer that, you know, we definitely recommend that you follow your own intuition and your own heart, and if you're going through something, you talk to your doctors about it, and make sure, like my integrative oncologist recommended that acupuncture was something that would be great for me, so that's why I sought it out. So I am not a doctor, but I feel like I'm the doctor of my own self, and I feel like I was able to make really educated choices during my healing, and that led me here, and I just hope to inspire some other people to do the same thing. So thank you so much, and we will see you soon.